Hey guys, Cloudy Haze back for another video. Instead of dragging this video out longer than it needs to be, I'm going to jump straight into it. I have a huge list of useful add-ons for World of Warcraft, and I'm going to share them all with you. Each add-on has been hand-selected from various different sources. And any add-ons that I didn't personally use, I made sure to test them out. The most useful and best add-ons all in one place. Obviously, you're not going to use them all, but that's why there's a collection for you guys to pick and choose through to find what add-ons work for you. The links to all the add-ons will be in the description of this video, but I do recommend watching the entire video as I will explain what each add-on does, how to use them, and why they may increase your quality of life in World of Warcraft. We're going to start off with a few must-have add-ons. These are add-ons that are standard and everybody should have them. Starting off with our first add-on, DBM, Deadly Boss Mods. The DBM add-on is a valuable add-on to have because it provides clear visual and audio warnings about upcoming boss mechanics. It allows players to plan ahead and prepare for dangerous abilities that are about to happen. Having this add-on will help you improve your performance, especially in high-level content. DBM will help you know exactly when to move, dispel, or other actions based on the boss's timers. There's a lot of different customization options that come with this add-on as well, if that's something you're interested in, but the default options do work just fine. I do have a few WeakAuras to go along with DBM that we will be talking about later in the video. Once you download this add-on, it's ready to use. You can open the settings menu by typing /DBM in your chat window. Another alternative for DBM is Bigwigs and Little Wigs, which I personally prefer over DBM. Both add-ons basically do the same thing. This is definitely a must-have add-on. Moving on to our next add-on, Details Damage Meter. This is also a must-have add-on. Details is the best damage meter available. It does a lot more than just tell you how much damage you're doing, trust me on that. You can really dig deep into this add-on, especially if you like charts and numbers. If you highlight over another player's bar on the add-on, it will show you the breakdown of any given encounter, showing just about everything that happened. Avoidable damage, interrupts, deaths, buff uptime, and even CC breaks, and much more. I know there's people out there that play the game without damage meters, but there's no way to improve without them. You have no way of knowing how you're doing and what you can improve on. You can also compare other players' detail logs to your own. For example, if you're a fire mage in a raid, and there's another fire mage doing more damage than you, but you're both the same item level, you can dig deep and compare what spells he is casting more of or less of versus yourself. You can also customize this add-on quite a bit. You can change the size of the windows, the color, font, and lots of other options as well. You can also have as many windows as you want open and have them display different things. For example, one window for DPS, one for healing, and another for most damage taken or avoidable damage taken. Whatever you want it to show, you definitely can. This add-on will help you become a better player overall. I would say DBM and Details are the two most important add-ons in the game to have, by far. You could literally not have another single add-on and you would be fine. But personally, I think this next add-on is also a must-have add-on. Next on the list is WeakAuras. WeakAuras is one of the most complex add-ons in the game, but it's also very simple at the same time. You can do almost anything with this add-on. What this add-on does is allows you to display customizable graphics on your screen to help indicate buffs, debuffs, and other relevant information. There's thousands of different WeakAuras out there that help you do different things. Here's a few examples of a couple different WeakAuras. This first WeakAura puts this square on my screen, showing me when my trinket is available to use. My trinket is not an on-use trinket, but rather it's triggered when I use my taunt ability, and it can only be used once every minute. So having this WeakAura allows me to see when it's available to use. Without this WeakAura, I would have no idea when the trinket is available to use. Now let's take a look at another WeakAura. This one shows healer mana. It takes all the healers in the group or the raid and shows me their mana percentage. This is a good WeakAura for raid leaders or other healers to use in raids, so they can track healer mana without having to look one by one on their raid frames. All of the healer's mana in one nice convenient location. And for the last example, we have another very useful WeakAura. This is one of my favorite WeakAuras. As you can see, my mouse cursor has a circle around it. Well, that's also a WeakAura. The reason for this WeakAura is so you can always and easily find your mouse cursor. I know for me, without the mouse cursor WeakAura, I tend to lose track of its location during combat and I have to jiggle my mouse back and forth to find it. But with the Ultimate Mouse Cursor WeakAura, that doesn't happen anymore. Now let's go over the best way to find WeakAuras and how to install them. You're going to want to head on over to wago.io and search for WeakAuras from there. Once you're on the home page of the website, at the top of the page, click Browse. Then select the War Within under WeakAuras at the top of the Browse menu. This will bring up more options you can choose from. Once you have found the WeakAuras you want to try, click Copy Import Strings. Then head back into the game and type /WA. Then at the very top, click Import. Then paste your import string using Ctrl-V. I would definitely say WeakAuras is one of the top 3 add-ons in the game. It's definitely a must-have add-on. And I'm also very interested to hear about any special WeakAuras you guys have or use. Post them in the comments if you would like to share them. Next up, we have another important add-on, Plater Nameplates. Plater is a nameplate add-on with a huge amount of settings, out-of-the-box debuff tracking, and even threat coloring. This is an amazing add-on to have, especially for those who like to do Mythic Plus. It may seem overwhelming to set up, but you can just simply get profiles from other people. There are a few different places you can get profiles, but I recommend using Quasi's profile. He makes some of the best Plater profiles around. He sets it up so while you're in a dungeon, the most dangerous mobs will be a certain color, as well as interrupts. The most important spells that need to be interrupted will be highlighted a certain color. Not to mention they look super clean. Trust me on this, guys, you want this add-on and Quasi's profile. There will be a link in the description of this video to get to his profile. But if you're curious about other profiles, you can check out different profiles on wago.io. And real quick before we move on, if you want to play around with other settings yourself, just type /Plater in the game to open the settings panel. This is also how you get to the Profiles tab. Overall, I would say it's really important to have nice looking nameplates. Blizzard default nameplates just don't cut it. Next on the list for add-ons, OmniCD. This is an add-on to track party cooldowns. This add-on is mainly used for Mythic Plus, but it will track any spell's cooldown that you want. It's very convenient to know when your party members have defensive cooldowns or even offensive cooldowns. As a tank in Mythic Plus, you can plan your pulls around your party's cooldowns. For example, you can do an extra large pull if you know everybody has full cooldowns available. But if you notice the group is low on cooldowns, then it might be best to pull smaller to prevent a wipe. Also, it's good for healers to be able to track the tank's defensive cooldowns. That way the healer can help with externals if needed, or be ready to focus extra heals on the tank because the healer will know if the tank is low on defensive cooldowns. Being able to see your party members' cooldowns allows you to plan better and makes working together as a team that much easier. You can change which cooldowns are tracked and the location of them, but the default profile works just fine. OmniCD also comes with a built-in interrupt bar. You can see the entire party's interrupts and if they have one available or not. This is very important to have when pushing into higher keys to prevent overlapping interrupts. If you see that you're the only one with a kick available, then you know you can safely kick without overlapping. The next set of add-ons are just add-ons to improve your quality of life in World of Warcraft. Add-ons you can live without, but some of these add-ons really do make things easier. First up, we have Speedy Autoloot. This add-on is probably the most simple add-on created. It literally does one thing, and the name of the add-on speaks for itself. Without the add-on, when you're out questing, killing mobs, or farming, when you loot mobs, it takes a few seconds to do so. Even if you have auto-loot checked in the interface settings, it still takes a second or two to loot the mobs, and you have to wait for it to hit your inventory before you can move on. With Speedy Autoloot, you literally right-click a mob and it's instantly in your bags. I personally cannot live without this add-on. It makes life that much easier and it saves a lot of time. I definitely recommend checking this add-on out, guys. Next add-on we have is Raider.io. This is also another add-on I cannot go without. This add-on will tell you raid progress and Mythic Plus scores of all players just by simply hovering over them with your mouse, as well as your guild roster and even the group finder list where you see queued people. This is a great add-on to have so you can quickly determine the skill level of players you're grouping up with. Without this add-on, you won't know much about the group's skill level other than by inspecting their gear. This is a good add-on for players looking to improve their Mythic Plus score, and even for casual players. You can also right-click other players' frames to copy their Raider.io URL and easily look up their full profile on the website. I definitely recommend getting this add-on if you plan to do Mythic Plus or even host your own raids. Moving on to our next add-on, Hekili. This is a priority helper add-on that can make recommendations several steps into the future. Unless you can do your rotation with your eyes closed, and you can nail 95% parses or higher, I recommend this add-on. This add-on will help you master your rotation for any DPS class that you're playing. But for tanks, it only shows the best rotation to do the most damage. It won't tell you when to press your defensives, so you don't want to follow it as a tank. But you could use it as a tank to see what rotation pumps the most DPS, and to use that to master your DPS side of your tanking rotation. As a healer, it will show you what rotation will pump the most damage as well, but it won't tell you who to heal or when to use heals of any sort. It will strictly show you what the best rotation is to do the most damage. This can be quite helpful if you're looking to perfect your DPS rotation while playing a healing spec. Healers should be doing as much damage as possible in raids or Mythic Plus when the situation calls for it. Obviously, they will only focus on DPS when they feel comfortable enough to do so. For example, when there is little healing going out, they might have time to throw out some damage. So this add-on might be helpful for a healer to learn their DPS rotation. But for the most part, this add-on is strictly for DPS classes. Once you download the add-on, you can move the add-on around by right-clicking on the minimap icon and opening the main menu. When the main menu is open, you are free to move the rotation UI around. I recommend putting it directly above your action bars so you can see it without having to look far. The button on the far left is what you want to be pressing. The button in the middle is what you're going to be pressing next, and it will always move to the left. So you will always press whatever spell queues up on the far left. Instead of right-clicking on the Hekili minimap icon, I want you to left-click it. This will bring up a drop-down menu with some simple options. Here you will find different display modes and toggles. For display modes, make sure it's set to auto, and for toggles, you are going to want to play around with it to see what works best for you. I personally have cooldowns and minor CDs checked, but this will make your Hekili rotation more complicated, but more accurate. You're going to have to use common sense for this add-on to work well. For example, if Hekili is telling you to use your 3-minute major cooldown, but the mob that you're killing is almost dead, then you might want to hold that cooldown and wait for the next pack. But overall, it will help you learn your rotation or improve it if you already know your rotation. Next add-on on the list is Simulation Craft. Before we talk about this add-on, I'm going to talk about raidbots.com. Raidbots.com is a website that provides many different tools for simulating your character, allowing you to quickly and easily access different factors, whether it's gear, talents, potential upgrades, stat weights, or more. The add-on Simulation Craft allows you to generate a SimCraft profile for your character by simply typing /simc in the chat window. What this does is bring up a box full of code or text. You can then copy the text and paste it into RaidBot's website to sim your character. Simming your character will tell you how much DPS you can do with the gear or talents you have. It will also show the best possible combination of gear to do the most damage based on what you're wearing and what you have in your bags. Basically, it's going to show you what your best gear is. It helps you decide between two trinkets if you're not sure which one is better. RaidBots will tell you which will do more damage. But in order to use RaidBot's website, you must have the Simulation Craft add-on in order to generate your SimC profile. I definitely recommend this add-on if you're going to be doing heroic or mythic raiding. Also, if you like to push Mythic Plus keystones as well. Now I'm going to quickly go over how to use the RaidBot's website. Once you're on the homepage, you have 4 options to choose from: Top Gear, Droptimizer, Quick Sim, or Advanced. The Top Gear option will allow you to select different items from your bags to compare, as well as your talents too. This option will find the best gear and talents for your character. When you click Top Gear, you will see a chat box full of text. Select all of it and delete it. Then go back into World of Warcraft, type /simc, and copy your SimC text. Then paste that into the empty box on the Top Gear page. Then scroll down and select items or talents you want to compare. Hit the green button, find Top Gear at the bottom, and wait for it to load. Then it will show you all of your best in slot options. Next, we have the Droptimizer option. This option is pretty straightforward. It'll show you where your best gear comes from. Not much more to it than that. Then we have Quick Sim option. Running a Quick Sim will just give you your maximum DPS for your character. Pretty basic and not much more to it. Then we have Advanced. I wouldn't bother messing with this option unless you know what you're doing or familiar with this add-on. So I would just recommend running Top Gear options or Quick Sim or Droptimizer. Overall, this add-on will help you take your damage to another level by maximizing your gear, talents, and stats. Definitely recommend this add-on. Moving on to our next add-on, we have Mythic Dungeon Tools. This is a Mythic Plus add-on which helps you plan out your strategies and routes in Mythic Plus dungeons. Every single NPC in every Mythic Plus dungeon has been mapped out and can be viewed on an interactive map. You can create your own routes using this add-on and select which mobs you want to kill. While going through the dungeon and selecting which enemies you plan to kill, the progress bar fills up so you know exactly which enemies to kill to reach a perfect enemy count. When you're done creating your route, you can share the route to the rest of the group by clicking the share button as you see here. This will put a link into the chat and anybody with the add-on can view the route you created. This helps people see what you have planned for the dungeon. When pushing higher level keys, this add-on can be especially helpful. To open Mythic Dungeon Tools, just simply type /MDT in the chat window. Up next, we have a more niche add-on. Personally, this is a must-have add-on for me, and my entire UI is built around having this add-on. The name of the add-on is Sunn Viewport Art. This add-on allows you to change the size of the rendered viewport and adds textured artwork in the non-rendered areas. That kind of sounded confusing, so in easier terms, the add-on puts a black bar at the bottom or the top of my screen. In my case, I have the black bar at the bottom of the screen. The entire reason for this add-on is to create extra space on my screen to see mechanics easier. When I add the black bar, I also check a button that resizes the viewport so I don't lose any of my screen. As I press the resize viewport button, you can see that it resizes my screen slightly smaller, and I can still see the same amount while still having the black bar. Having this black bar is basically free space to put things in. The amount of area that I can see is the exact same as I could see before, but now my screen is slightly smaller. But if you look, there is barely anything on my actual screen. Most of my UI is down in the black bar, aka free space. This helps keep my screen from being too cluttered and allows me to see more mechanics. Without the black bar at the bottom of my screen, the damage meter and the chat window would be covering my screen where potential mechanics may be. This was a game changer for me when I started using this add-on a few years back. Overall, guys, give this one a shot, it's definitely worth it. You can also adjust the size of the bar as well in case you want it smaller. And you don't have to use a black bar if you don't want to. There's all sorts of different custom graphics you can use. But I think black is the least distracting option personally. But let's go over how to set it up just like mine. Once you have the add-on downloaded, head back into the game. Press escape, then go to options. Then at the very top of the screen, select the Add-ons tab. Then click Sunn Art. From here, go to Panels. You will see bottom panel, top panel, left panel, and right panel. Make sure only the bottom panel is enabled. Unenable the top panel if it is turned on. Now select the bottom panel. Make sure to select the box that says Resize Viewport. This will adjust your screen so you don't lose any of your view range. Next, you can adjust the size of the actual panel. Personally, I like my panel set on size 16, but you can choose whatever size you like. Last but not least, while we're still on the bottom panel menu, select solid color under the theme menu. This will make the bottom panel all black. Of course, you can choose whatever style you like, but I still think black is the best option. Now it should be all set up and ready to go, and you should have a bunch of free space to put whatever you like down below. Moving on to our next add-on. This add-on has been around for a long time and can be rather useful to new players and even to veteran players. GTFO, Don't Stand in Fire. GTFO provides an audible alert when you're standing in something you're not supposed to be standing in. In some cases, you'll be warned before you even start taking damage. This add-on improves your situational awareness and is recommended for dungeon divers and raiders of all skill levels. And guys, we all know that the most seasoned veterans sometimes need a reminder to GTFO. And the great thing about this add-on, it doesn't require any setting up. Just simply download it and you're all set to go. There's nothing else to this add-on. It reminds you to get out of something, and that's it. Moving on to our next add-on, we have World Quest Tracker. This add-on takes all the world quests on the map and puts them into one convenient list. You can view the list by opening your map. You can also sort them by the rewards they offer, such as gold reward quests. It adds a custom tracker so you can manage which quests you want to do. The add-on also records statistics of quests you've done and rewards you've earned. If you're someone who does their world quests on the regular, I would say this is a great add-on for you. Next up for add-ons, we have TomTom. This add-on is your personal navigation system in World of Warcraft. You can punch in waypoints, and a crazy taxi-like arrow will guide you to the location. This add-on also has all sorts of built-in waypoints for many points of interest in the War Within. You can set multiple waypoints to quests or whatever else you want, and the arrow will guide you there in the shortest possible route. It also comes with a coordinate frame showing your player and map cursor coordinates. It's definitely a useful add-on, worth checking out. Great for the start of a new season or a content update. And moving on to our next add-on, we have Bugsack. The Bugsack add-on functions as a tool to display and easily access Lua errors that happen during your gameplay. It will show you a list of recent Lua errors in an easy-to-read format. The text of the error can easily be copied and pasted for reporting purposes as well. This add-on will help you figure out why you keep getting that annoying error message popping up in the middle of your screen. For Bugsack to work properly, you will also need to download the add-on called Buggrabber, which is actually the add-on that captures the Lua errors generated by the game. Both of these add-ons are pretty small and don't take up much space. Overall, guys, this add-on will help you figure out why you keep getting error messages popping up. Moving on to our next add-on, we have 3 add-ons that go together. These are add-ons to help you with gathering. The first add-on on the list is GatherMate 2. GatherMate 2 is an add-on that will track herbs, minerals, fishing pools, and etc. It displays them on the world map and the mini-map to make it easier to find them again. You can either manually enter the nodes by finding them in the open world, or you can import the data from external sources like Wowhead to get a complete list of all the gathering nodes found by other players. Or you can just download another add-on called GatherMate 2 Data, and then you can decide what you want to import. This add-on helps you optimize your gathering routes by showing you where the best spots are to find herbs, ore, and etc. GatherMate 2 is pretty straightforward. You find an herb and it records its location, or you import the data and get them all at once. But to go along with this add-on is another add-on designed for herbalism and mining called Roots. Roots allows you to draw lines on the map, linking nodes together to create the best possible route for your gathering. The add-on uses algorithms to calculate the most efficient path between selected nodes, minimizing travel time. Routes are displayed on the minimap, allowing players to easily follow the path. You can also adjust the color, thickness, and visibility of the routes for better clarity. And you can also share the routes with other players by exporting or importing them into the game. To go along with this add-on to make finding nodes even easier is another add-on called FarmHUD. FarmHUD turns your minimap into a HUD for farming herbs and ore. This add-on makes it much easier to find nodes. When you first start using this add-on, it can feel a bit weird, but once you get used to it, you won't be able to gather without it. It really does make a big difference in speed when gathering. It basically takes your minimap and zooms it directly on top of your character, allowing you to see the nodes easier. Definitely give this add-on a try if you're into herbalism or mining. Next up, we have another add-on that kind of goes hand in hand with professions. This add-on is called WeeklyKnowledge. This add-on gives you an easy-to-read overview of your profession knowledge progress on all of your characters. It allows you to quickly tell which points you have gathered and where you might need to focus your efforts. You will never lose track of your knowledge points with this add-on. It really does help you maximize your professions, and I would say it's a must-have if you have professions or plan to start doing them. Moving on, we have an add-on that allows you to customize your minimap. The name of the add-on is SexyMaps. This add-on allows you to fully customize and move your minimap. You can customize the zone text and the clock as well. You can also hide all the buttons attached to the minimap with the options to be set to always hidden or to show on minimap hover. There are some pretty cool built-in presets that you can choose that really jazz up your minimap. Here are a few of the different options you can choose from. They really do have some pretty unique presets that you can choose from, guys. You can also keep it plain Jane and still get plenty of use out of this add-on. I personally use a square border and move my minimap closer to my action bars so I can see it without having to move my eyes to the top of the screen. Everyone will have their own preference when it comes to the minimap, so this is definitely a niche add-on. Next up for add-ons, we have Method Raid Tools. This is a great tool for raiders to have, and it's even more helpful for raid leaders. And most Mythic raiding guilds will require you to have this add-on in order for you to raid with them. But let's go over everything this add-on has to offer and why it's a good add-on to have. First off, this add-on is notorious for its note system and its cooldown tracking. You can create simple notes to remind you which group you're in, or the raid leader can create more advanced notes and you will be notified during combat when to use certain abilities. Many guilds will assign healing cooldowns and put it on the note. Then at certain points during the fight, the healers will know when to use their healing cooldowns. This add-on also allows you to track raid cooldowns from everybody in the raid. Overall, guys, knowing when people have cooldowns is pretty good information to know. This add-on also allows you to inspect the entire raid in one shot and view everybody's item level and even their talent choices. There's also a built-in battle risk timer you can place on your screen as well. The amount of tools are endless with this add-on, folks. There's even boss statistics, loot history, raid attendance, and a bunch of other useful tools to help you while you're in a raid group. If you're a raider or plan on getting into raiding, this is a great tool for you to have. When in game, you can type /MRT to open the settings menu, and from here, you can see everything this add-on has to offer. Definitely worth checking out. Next up, we have an add-on designed for healers. The name of the add-on is VuhDo. This add-on is a highly customizable raid frame replacement designed specifically for healers, allowing them to quickly and easily cast healing spells on party members by simply clicking on their health bars that are displayed on the screen. This add-on allows you to modify your raid frames, including size, color coding, and which health information is displayed. The core feature is the ability to cast healing spells by clicking directly on players' health bars, making it very efficient for fast-paced healing situations. While this add-on is primarily designed for healers, other classes can benefit from this add-on with its advanced settings it has to offer. From advanced targeting to advanced monitoring, this add-on has you covered as a healer. VuhDo can be a bit difficult to set up, but you can easily copy profiles from wago.io or other places and import it into the game to make your life much easier. I will have links in the description of this video to help you find profiles to copy. I will also have a link to a video teaching you how to properly set up this add-on if that's something you're interested in. Or you can just YOLO it and learn as you go. And I just wanted to mention, if you're looking for an alternative add-on for VuhDo, you can try an add-on called Cell. If you're interested in learning how to set up Cell, I will have a link to Automatic Jack's YouTube video on how to set up this add-on. The next few add-ons we have are focused on economy and gold making. The first add-on is called TSM, TradeSkillMaster. TSM is a very complex add-on with a lot of features, but it can be very simple if you want it to be. You can just simply use it to get more accurate prices of items on the auction house, or you can use it to manage your sales and expense data and track your incoming gold with the Ledger tab, which helps keep track of things. TSM is an add-on designed to help both casual gold makers as well as experienced goblins streamline their gold making efforts. This add-on will allow you to post items a lot quicker than normal. You can post hundreds of items by just simply clicking one button. You can also set up different groups and operations to help lead you to success on the auction house. But this can be a bit complicated to set up. There's also a crafting tab that helps you figure out what crafts will sell for a profit, and it allows you to build a queue, speeding up the crafting process dramatically. This is really just the beginning of what this add-on can do. TSM really is the king of gold making add-ons. And just like most add-ons, you can download profiles to make it even easier. If you're interested in making gold, this is the go-to add-on. There's plenty of videos on this add-on that will help you become a TSM master. And as usual, I will have them posted in the description of this video, so be sure to check them out. I definitely recommend watching a tutorial video or two if you plan to use this add-on. Trust me, it will make a world of a difference. Moving on to our next add-on. Next up, we have Auctionator. The Auctionator add-on makes it easier to buy, sell, and search for items on the auction house. It provides quick access to auction prices and includes features like shopping lists, search history, and undercut scans. It allows you to cancel owned auctions with a single click as well. It has a lot of similar features to the TSM add-on we just talked about, but definitely offers less than TSM does. It's not nearly as complex as TSM. If you're looking for an easy-to-use auction house helper, this add-on might be for you. Next up, we have another add-on that can help with sending and receiving mail. The name of the add-on is Postal. This add-on improves the mailbox system by adding features like contact lists, name auto-completions, and the ability to copy mail contents. Postal makes sending things to your alts, friends, and guildies much easier. If you're somebody who uses the mailbox a lot, I definitely recommend trying out this add-on. Moving on to our next add-on, we have HandyNotes. HandyNotes is a great add-on to help track points of interest on your map, such as rares, treasures, battle pet locations, collectibles, and other things. It helps provide clear visual icons of these points of interest as well. When you're hovering over an icon, you can see additional details like the name of the rare mob, potential loot, or associated achievements. You can also install specific plugins for each expansion or activity, allowing you to only see relevant information on your map. This add-on has a simple interface to toggle the visibility of different types of nodes and create waypoints directly from the map. You can even create your own notes on the map at your current location, so when you highlight over your map later on, you will see the note you created. This is another great add-on to have going into a new season or a new content update, and it's great for those who like open world content. It has similarities to the add-on TomTom, and they actually work hand in hand. But you don't need the TomTom add-on for HandyNotes to work. Definitely worth checking out though. Next up for add-ons, we have an add-on for questing and RP lovers. The name of the add-on is DialogueUI. This add-on makes questing feel better in terms of RPG elements, and it makes the quest boxes look much cleaner. The quest dialogue is presented in a more visually appealing and user-friendly format, making it smoother when you accept quests. You can also make adjustments to the camera that you see while talking to the NPCs, and it even displays the lore text when picking up quest items. This add-on overall makes the experience feel more like a traditional RPG. Players can adjust the font size, camera movement, and other visual aspects to suit their preference. If you enjoy questing and World of Warcraft lore, this is definitely an add-on you want to check out. A lot of people use this add-on in the beginning of a new expansion to make their experience come to life a bit more. Lore fans rave about this add-on. But next up for add-ons, we have an add-on for your UI. This add-on is Bartender, and I'm sure a lot of you already use this add-on or have heard of it since it's been around for many years. The Bartender add-on allows for extensive customization of your action bars, letting you freely move, resize, and arrange them exactly how you want on your screen. Having this add-on allows you to have more control over your UI without having the need to completely overhaul it with a full UI replacement like LVUI. This makes it a good choice for players who just want to fine-tune their action bar layout without major interface changes. As always, I will have a link in the description of the video showing you guys how to properly use the Bartender add-on. Up next for add-ons, we have two add-ons that go hand in hand with each other. The two add-ons are DeModal and BlizzMove. First, let's talk about BlizzMove and what it does. BlizzMove allows you to move and resize almost every window in World of Warcraft. This can be great for customizing your UI. Unlike some other UI add-ons, BlizzMove is designed to be very simple to use with minimal configuration required. This add-on also lets you drag windows slightly off the screen if you wish to do so. And this is where the other add-on, DeModal, comes into play. The DeModal add-on allows you to have as many windows open as you want. Normally, when you open too many windows, Blizzard will automatically close some of them so it won't be too clustered. For example, if you want your talents window and your character screen open at the same time while viewing the map, well, now you can with this add-on. And having BlizzMove installed along with DeModal, you can now have as many windows open as you wish and drag some of them off the side of the screen just a little bit to make even more room. Personally, I think it's nice to have the option to be able to move and resize anything that I want. And to be able to open and view as many windows as I want as well, it's a really nice option. Definitely worth checking out these add-ons. Moving on to our next add-on. Next up, we have RareScanner. The RareScanner add-on helps you track rares, treasures, and different events around the world. It will provide alerts when you're close to a rare or treasure and icons on the world map to help you find them easier. Hovering over an icon will also provide more information about that rare or treasure as well. RareScanner displays a button in the middle of the screen with information about nearby rare items. It also shows the spawning location for each tracked item. The add-on also highlights rares and containers that grant reputation with the selected faction. It also allows players to modify which missing collectibles are displayed in the loot bar and world map tooltips. This is another great add-on for world content players and just in general is a useful add-on. And that's it for add-ons, folks. Please feel free to post any add-ons that are not in this video that you like to use or that may be useful to others. I would love to hear from you. As always, thanks for watching and see you in the next one. Cloudy Haze out.